Hello, and thanks for joining me. Here's what happened this week in Anti-Atheism. Atheism, a religion for cowards. Basically, this guy is still sore that Richard Dawkins refused to debate William Lane Craig a decade ago, as though Craig is entitled to a debate with every atheist with X amount of notoriety. I suspect this Christian would not want to go down the rabbit hole of people whom Craig has refused to debate, including his former student, John Loftus. But I don't accuse Craig of cowardice, nor do I demand to know what his reasons are. Loftus is not entitled to Craig's time just because he wants it, nor is Craig entitled to Dawkins' time. That's just something you're going to have to live with. Cracking the codes of atheism. What do the children of darkness say about the Bible? Children of darkness, children of light. Subtle as a sledgehammer, isn't it? Eric Metaxas, is atheism dead? The shocking truth. It would shock the hell out of me if this apologist came on and said, hey, atheism is alive and well. See, by calling atheism dead, they don't have to worry about it, do they? Like if an atheist says Christianity is dead, well, that's a load off of my mind. I don't have to worry about those apologists anymore. Still less those Christian terrorists. This is why I cringe at atheist titles like The End of Faith or Unapologetic, Why Philosophy of Religion Must End. Yes, I'm looking at you again, Loftus. The titles are premature at best, just as calling atheism dead is. But of course, if they think you're dead, they'll be surprised as hell when you win. I've mentioned Metaxas before, by the way. He's taken new or newish scientific discoveries and coupled them with the same tired philosophical arguments that they've been using for centuries. The odds of this or that happening by chance, blah, blah, blah. I remember reading once that the number of possible configurations of the matter and energy in the universe are something like 10 to the 10 to the 123rd power. Every situation we might find ourselves in is cosmically unlikely. Christians cannot explain why Christianity explains this configuration in particular without giving the hypothesis a ludicrous amount of ad hoc complexity. These arguments have never worked, even when they took the form of the watchmaker argument. Metaxas is simply polishing a you-know-what. Atheism explained in 45 seconds. I'll explain it in 5 seconds. It's the absence of theistic belief, and it entails no other philosophical position. Time is the most precious thing any of us have, and I just gave everybody watching this 40 seconds. I'm actually quite pleased with myself. Muhammad committed war crimes, David Wood. And note the description. Muhammad seems to be the exception to every rule, so clearly he frowns on the idea of someone getting a pass just because of who they are. I say this because genocide is a war crime, is it not? Enslavement is a war crime, is it not? Torture is a war crime, is it not? And back in the 17th century, when the expression first appeared, pots and kettles were black, were they not? The atheist-agnostic double standard, and the double standard he's referring to is, atheists can talk about the things that interest them in life around the water cooler, but Christians can't talk about Christianity at the water cooler without being fired. Well, hang on a second there. Are you telling them that you're interested in Christianity and like to do Christian things? Or are you telling them that they should become Christian too, and that they deserve eternal torture if they don't, and you keep telling them even after they ask you to stop? Not that it matters. A guy I work with has been doing the latter for years with no professional ill effects. As a group, the modern age has sure shifted your persecution complex into hyperdrive. It's like, despite being the largest socio-political power block in the country, you just never feel truly Christian unless you're the underdog. Sean McDowell here, How to Doubt Your Faith and How Not to, Deconstruction versus Deconversion. I take this to mean, doubt your faith all you want, ask all the questions you want, but no matter how lousy the answers are, however much they don't make sense to you, however unreasonable you find them, do not stop being a Christian. Do not stop pulling others into the faith. Do not stop giving money to the church, and most important, do not stop voting Republican. If they're telling you not to accept the possibility that your doubts are well-founded, then they're telling you not to doubt. They are instituting thought crime. They can dress it up all they want, but that's what they're doing. Atheist neighbor destroyed. So, we've gone from love thy neighbor to destroy thy neighbor, but we're still calling ourselves Christians. Funky. Atheists, please don't watch. And as you can see from the view count, we didn't. We'll do one more. Genesis 1, An Intro to God, or Getting to Know God. I have a close friend who is a member of the clergy. I mean, an actual ordained member of the clergy with a seminary degree, her own congregation, and everything. She's also one of my favorite people in the world. She's kind, she's intelligent, she's funny, and she preaches love and acceptance and kindness. And when she tells me about God, which she rarely does because she doesn't feel threatened by my atheism, nor does she feel it diminishes me in the eyes of her God, but when she does talk about God, she does not start off with the creation myths of a group of Bronze Age nomads that are completely precluded by what she knows is the best method we have of understanding the natural world, namely science. Rather, she starts off with the love and acceptance and kindness I mentioned. And frankly, my only objection to such a God is that, unfortunately, he happens to not exist. I suppose it's possible to be a creationist without preaching a God of genocide and slavery and exclusion and intolerance, but the real-world correlation, in my experience, is pretty close to 1. I don't know who coined the term biblidolaters, and the term doesn't seem to be in common use anymore, but it does seem to be the hill that many, if not most, Christians have chosen to die upon. Shame. You might otherwise have had a chance in hell of making me a Christian. And that's what happened this week in Anti-Atheism. If you enjoyed this video and want to help my channel grow, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to share anything interesting, funny, or tragic that happened to you this week, leave a comment below. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you in the next video. I'm David John Wellman, and the rest is up to you.